I have never tried to platinum a game before. If you don't know what that means, it's basically completing a list of achievements to beat a game. So with College Football 26 just dropping, this felt like a great chance, completing challenges like winning a national championship, moving up a tier in online play, and then scoring a touchdown on the final play in a rivalry. I'm gonna try to do all the achievements in this video. The only reason I didn't get platinum last year was my refusal to play Ultimate Team, but apparently the challenge only took like 15 minutes. Yes, I have over 2,000 hours on that game and I didn't technically beat it, but this year is different and we're gonna start with a super simple challenge. According to this list, all I have to do is complete any matchup via Play Now across 136 teams. And while I'm in that game, I might as well also go for some of the other achievements like having a long passing or rushing touchdown. If we're gonna do that though, there is one team in mind that I have above everybody else, and that team is the LSU Tigers, mainly because if you remember from last year, Barry Brown transferred over there. I will be doing all of this video on Heisman, but I'm gonna be honest, I don't think it's gonna make a difference. To complete the first challenge, all we have to do is just finish out this game, but we need to run backwards so we can start going for 95-yard passing touchdowns. And the reason I brought up Barry Brown's name, well, he transferred from Kentucky to LSU. He has 99 speed and platinum takeoff, along with platinum shifty as well. I am under the assumption that we're just going to be able to throw this ball up to him and we're going to have a touchdown, but we're going to see about that. Because it's on Heisman, it might take a few tries, and he's not outrunning them. I really thought this was going to be the easiest thing I ever did, but as you can see, we're in the second quarter. We still haven't pulled it off, and he couldn't get to that one. Maybe I'm making my life harder by leaving this on Heisman. They have a deep safety back there on this play, but he's still able to run under it, and Barry Brown gone to the end zone. This should be my first achievement completed. I just don't know where it pops up. As you can see, it says I have 0 trophies earned, but I definitely just completed that. I mean, maybe we have to wait until the end of the game. That was a 95-yard plus passing touchdown. It literally says it right there. We're just going to get closer to the end though. As time has gone on, it should not be a surprise that Louisiana Tech isn't going to beat us. The result doesn't necessarily matter though. All that matters is those achievements pop up after we've been able to win this game. I'm hoping that they do. If they're bugged this early on, I'd be very frustrated. There we go. Play Now, trophy earned. It's popped up, so we've been able to complete a matchup via Play Now across all of the teams. But we did not get credit for the 95+ yard passing touchdown, which means I think this has to be achieved in an online game. After looking a little bit more into it though, I learned a quick lesson. If I sim any part of the game, it'll disable the achievement. So we're going to run it back, except this time we're going to throw like Delaware out there because I think they're going to struggle. Now that we got that figured out, I think we're going to be okay. We have a little bit of play action here that's going to hopefully fool the defense so we can get off this bomb, and I'm expecting Barry Brown to not get caught. You know, this is gonna be a little bit more challenging than I was thinking. Let's just go back, let's reset the play, and I just have a feeling that Delaware might not fall for it again. You know, if I'm gonna struggle with this challenge, this entire video might take a lot longer than I was thinking, but Barry Brown, once again, can't get the touchdown. You know, part of me is starting to wonder, why am I doing this on Heisman, making it harder for myself than I need to? There is legitimately 0 benefit to me doing it. I get the trophy, I get the achievement either way, and here we go. Run under it. Barry Brown, he's gone. Finally, we have achieved it. There it is. Go the distance. Trophy number 2 has been completed. I want to say that was a solid start, but we have a lot of very easy ones that we can complete. Like one of them is just picking up a team from the download center and then making sure that we use them. We actually have Southern Kentucky in the game featured right here, so you can download them, my team builder team from last year. As you can see, you can preview the school grades before you get it, which is actually really nice. We're just going to go ahead, we're going to download it, and then I think for the achievement, all I have to do is just hop into a game with it. Literally, before we have even loaded in, we've gotten Cool School, so that's number 3. All I had to do to achieve this was hop into this game. You can see 15% of players have already been able to do it. And I did end up putting SKU in a little bit of a different stadium when I created them this year. End zones aren't as good as I want them to be either. What's important though is we're already 15% of the way to making sure we get platinum on this game. We still have 13 more to earn. It's going to get more time consuming the farther we get in. Like going up a tier in the college football playoff, the online mode, I know it's going to take a bit. Do you know what's probably not going to take a bit though? Is if we just start a dynasty and we make it to the playoff, plus we win the Heisman and a championship. Do you know why this one's not going to take a bit? I'm going to start out with Ohio State, so we should just cruise. In fact, if we make it to week 13 or week 14, whenever they play Michigan, and we are not sitting at like 10-1, I'm going to be upset. You know, maybe it's Ohio State fans that should be more upset though. This might take a few sim throughs, because if you look at our schedule, we are currently sitting at 5-5 with the Buckeyes. This is attempt number 2, except this time I'm going to handle this a lot smarter. Just trust me. point, we're going over to Duke's playbook, who always does well in sim, and we're going to hopefully put ourselves in the Heisman race. I also might have happened to force a win so we could go 12-0 on the schedule, but this did not affect the Heisman odds. When I go over to the Heisman race, what I thought would have someone like a Jeremiah Smith in it, maybe our quarterback, is down to number 4. He's not up there at the very top. We're simply not going to win the Heisman, so that's going to be another time that we're going to have to try and complete it. I'll probably try it with Southern Miss quarterback. He just always seems to be up there. As you can see, Braylon Braxton took it home, but I am waiting for this pop-up that tells me that we've made it to the playoffs. I didn't get the achievement, which kind of makes me wonder, am I going to have to play the entire season myself to get that achievement, or is it going to pop up once we get our first playoff game? That's what could happen right here. Come on. Give me the achievement. There is nothing. I have a theory, though. What if we load into it and finish the game? The Rose Bowl obviously just looked beautiful there. They have redone that. But nothing is popping up anywhere, which leads me to believe that we might just have to actually play a full season. There is another chance for it to pop up, though, by the end of this game once we're able to win. But there is nothing. There is nothing. Never mind, as we're entering the menus, playoffs has popped up. So it took us a little bit, but we have completed our 4th of 16 trophies. As long as we beat Miami in this championship too, we're going to unlock our 5th. And like I said, I want to get some of these easier ones out of the way before we get to the hard stuff, like having to play through an entire online season later in this video. The beautiful thing about playing Miami in the championship is the first time simming through this, we were able to win it all. It wasn't even close. So with that in mind, I'm hoping for another achievement to pop up when we exit. There it is. Place in history has popped up. 33% of our trophies are now done. One of the 16 is just completing all of the other trophies, which makes things a lot easier for us, though we have to look at some of these and really lock in. Like getting that Heisman trophy is going to be kind of difficult. We're going to have to play through a bit of Road to Glory. We're going to have to do those challenges in Ultimate Team. Obviously, the longest one is going to be playing online in head-to-head and then defeating an opponent that's a higher tier. I think through playing a lot of online games, though, we're going to be able to complete most of these other ones, which is pretty exciting. I'm excited to get into those games. But before we really start that journey, what we're going to do is we're going to see if we can just skip straight over high school and then commit somewhere. It looks like we have completed the off to school achievement by literally just starting our Road to Glory. I didn't even get to do the hat ceremony. Here we go, though. It looks like it popped up prematurely. We can still add some schools to our board, or we're just going to sign straight up, and if you want to go through the hat ceremony, see all the high school stuff that's new in Road to Glory, you have to actually play it. That's sweet, though. It was another easy one to get. Completing 10 challenges in Ultimate Team seems like it could take a little bit longer. I don't really want to jump into it. We're going to have to at some point, but first, let's go into Road to the College Football Playoff. This is going to be a majority of this video, just going in there, playing online, having some fun with it, because we have to advance up a whole tier. We have to use a bunch of different schools. I think we're going to spin a wheel to select who we use, and then we have to do stuff like rush for a 90-plus yard rushing touchdown against somebody. The game just dropped, but there's already 11,000 players online, so I don't think it's going to be a challenge to find games to hop into. Now, we could just go off of 3 randoms, but I actually want to have a little bit of fun with this first game, and that's because I want to go in and use Navy in this. One of these achievements is defeat an opponent with a higher tier. If we are able to do that with Navy, who's tier 4, we're going to be able to complete one. After this game, we'll do like 3 randoms before each one to determine all the different schools that I get to showcase in this video. But we've already gotten an opponent, and I don't know who it is. It didn't pop up anything, but I just saw Georgia running out the tunnel. Are we seriously playing with Georgia? He is 0-1. He is TTV in his name. That used to terrify me over on Fortnite. And I already checked. He is not live on Twitch, but I wanted to see his reaction. This is just crazy. I don't think we're going to be able to beat a higher tier opponent. His user seems to be all right, but can he stick with the playmaker? That's the real question. We dropped it. I honestly can't believe we're facing Georgia this first game. I just wanted to have some fun with this playbook. Instead, it's going to be 4th and 15. And you know what I'm doing here. We're going for it. There's no way that I'm about to punt it back to him, especially if we could have caught that. I didn't even really get into the triple option. I think it's obvious what's going to happen here. I'm really just not happy with the fact this is the first team that we're playing. Do you feel good about yourself scoring on me with Georgia? That's it. He's literally teasing us by putting 3 safeties back there. He doesn't think our offensive line's going to hold up. He better learn how to call a timeout very quick, though, because we're just going to stay in hurry up mode. I really do not want to give up on Navy this quick. Come on. Let's see what we can do on 3rd down. Horvath can get the first, but he fumbles the football. We pick it up. Hang on. Hang on. Wait, stop. Get out of there. Oh, you little wimp. Clicking off against Navy because you're getting sauced is one of the saddest things I've ever seen in my life. It's okay, though. I have faith in this team. I have faith in our blocking. You gotta get out of the way. I'm really so sad with how this is going, just because I thought there were so many cool plays in the Navy playbook and it's not going to matter because of the team that we're facing. Like, we have a quarterback power on this 4th and 1, and I think he could just get like an insta shed and we wouldn't even get to pick up the first. It is what it is, though. We're going to keep it on the option. He's not going to pick up our quarterback, which is sweet. We're fighting, and you best believe I am going to do everything in my power to beat this guy. I came out so unconfident in this team. Oh, that's the worst pitch I've ever seen in my life. No way. You know what the worst thing is? He's been pretty terrified of passing the football too. Like, I was not expecting him to come out and throw it there. It's going to be 4th down. And I'm going to be honest, I think we're going to have him on this 4th down. He's just thrown it up. We're going to swat it. No, no, no. It's just ridiculous, man. This guy is not better than us. I just don't think we're going to be able to compete with Georgia. Now, this is obviously like one of the worst reads you're ever going to see in your life. We're not going to talk about it. I don't know what I was thinking. But my first online game of college football 26 has ended in a rage quit before halftime. That has affected our rank as well. We've dropped down to 23. We have to make sure that we finish, I think, inside the top 12, not number 1, to move up to freshman, the next level. And that's how we complete the achievement I'm shooting for. Let's use 3 randoms. We got Mississippi State, Texas A&M, Oklahoma State. I'll go with Texas A&M. I don't know too much about this roster, but we are playing at Alabama, and we have to deal with Stadium Pulse. It looks like Alabama's tier 1. A win here would be massive. The best part is I feel like I can actually lock in for this game because I feel like we're not completely outmatched. Now, you all saw me the last 2 times I played Alabama. I got beat by Ryan Williams, but this is different. This is our time to shine. I'm watching him, and he's going up for a 50-50 ball already. This guy doesn't seem like he's the brightest, so I sent in a blitz on 3rd down. And he obviously saw something he really liked, but we sent in another. I'm gonna be honest, I can't believe that that worked. You can already see the effects of Stadium Pulse, so we just need to get warmed up, get a few yards. And I think Marcel Reed's got some legs on him. Well, I'd hope he'd have some legs on him, but like fast legs. Like, he's got wheels. We're getting out of there. Click on, make a guy miss. Oh, we shouldn't go for the touchdown. See, every part of me wanted to, but I probably would have fumbled if we did. Instead, we're going to play it smart, and we're just going to run it up the middle here. Watch this as well. Oh, we didn't beam it at the crowd. We're still stunting in their face, but there are some animations where they'll just heave it at them. This is already a night and day difference from the first game. The only thing he's done well is run the ball. This is really our chance to beat a opponent that is in a different tier. If I'm not stuck on my defender, I'm getting that interception. Instead, he gives it to us down the field. I don't think this gives us any turnover celebration, though. That's an achievement. We have to force a turnover with a team that has a unique one. And another achievement is a 90-yard rushing touchdown. We're on the 10-yard line. We're not getting a 90-yard rushing touchdown. Maybe not there, at least. I'm going to give it one more go. Just see if we can do anything with the pitch. I hate myself. Like, I don't know why I watched the guy run in front of the ball and I still threw it, but I did. We are no longer attempting to complete any other achievements in this game. All I want to do is get the win, but even that's starting to seem a little bit more challenging. I really thought that we were about to just cruise to it. We're going to pick up the 3rd and 5 at least. And I still cannot believe how boxed that speed option was. I'm going to run it back one more time, but it's just not there at all. The worst part is I can barely audible. And so on 3rd and long, we are running some pretty stock stuff that could have been picked. I fully lost my mind too. I don't know where this bit of confidence is coming from. He called a timeout, trying to make me second guess myself. But that just let me know that I am sitting here making the right choice, and I still just couldn't get it out. You know, I'm sitting here playing with all this confidence, but I might just be the worst player on this game, except I usered that perfectly. We'll see where he goes on 3rd down. I had all of that covered. What are we doing as a zone? What are we doing? I am going to find a way to lose this game, and I really should. What I've been able to pick up on, though, is he just doesn't do well whenever there's a lot of pressure. That's why I wanted him to get that ball out quick. It looks like he is going to just hit his field goal. And listen, I'm going for that achievement. You all know what I want to get on this game. We're going to roll out here, and we're just going to take our check down for like 7 or 8. Simple handoff will move the chains, assuming that our blocks don't run into us. And I actually really liked how that play was developing, though I don't like how we just got clamped. That is going to be our final timeout. This guy seems to just sit in cover 3, which is something that we can 100% beat, especially if that guy wasn't somehow sticking with us for a little bit right there. We're still in the end zone. Playmaker is honestly one of the best things that you can do. I also just don't believe that this guy has what it takes to get it out. Whenever we are able to send in pressure like that, he honestly really struggles. We're going to take the interception, and we're going to get another turnover. I knew that I was better than this kid, and I just needed to lock in for a little bit. We're going to be able to put that straight above his user. Now, here's what I don't like. It is put us in a quarterback blast as our next play, and we have no timeouts left. So we're going to have to snap this quick. Come on. and we're going to have to go towards the sideline. If it's not in bounds, we'll kick 3. Look at how much that meter is shaking. It's not the most ideal thing in the world, but if there is one part about my gameplay that I would trust, it's my kicking ability. You ready for this? You ready for this? Okay, that might not go in. It is. Right down the middle, too. We get ball to start the second half as well. I was playing without using my brain for that first bit, but I think we're going to be okay. It takes a little bit for me to lock in, to see the vision, as we are going to complete another pass. And he's actually got defense out there to stop this next play. I was kind of excited to try it, and we'll see what we can do on third down. I hit the wrong button, but it's okay. We've already been able to take off a lot of time in this third quarter. I should have cut up the middle there, and we'll see if we can get guys open on third down. I don't know what button he is. That's the problem. That home field advantage kicks in and you don't know what to do. We're going for it on 4th and 17 though. I don't respect this guy at all. I personally handed him his only touchdown in this game. I know that we're the better player. I just wish that the blocking was a bit better there. I'm actually interested if the 2-minute warning hits or if the play clock expires first. It was against us. And in hindsight, that probably wasn't worth it, but we'll cut back up and we'll make this a third manageable. I truthfully just don't believe he has the defense to stop this. We're running back the exact same play as we get through there. And do you know how insane this is? That this kid hasn't gotten to touch the ball in the first half? Like, he hasn't had it once. I actually feel kind of bad for him. That would really, really annoy me. Not much that he can do about it now, though. All we have to do in this situation is not throw a pick. I probably shouldn't have taken a sack either, but what did I say? I trust myself on field goals, so we're going to be able to drill this one as well. Now, what's going to get really interesting is as we play some of these other games, we are obviously going to have other challenges online that I'm going to try to complete, like beating a higher tier opponent. That's going to occur here, which pops up the time to compete trophy and puts us one step closer. It also popped up Upset City, so that's the one that I was trying to achieve, beating a higher tier opponent. As you can see, the ones I was about to talk about, though, are some of these, like forcing a turnover with any team with a unique tradition. Maybe rushing for 200 yards and passing for 200 yards with the same player in a game. That's going to be super challenging. I don't know if we're going to be able to score a touchdown in a rivalry game at home to win on the last play, or get the 90-yard rushing touchdown, but in my next 10 online games, before we get to the playoffs, I'm going to attempt it and then cut it pretty short in this video. I just know there's a lot of games coming up I'm going to have to deal with. I'll probably go for best moments, or maybe if some are close, I'll come in and talk. We'll see how I do it. I'm basically just having fun at this point, trying to get the platinum. We have Army as a team to choose from, Oregon or UCLA. Oregon's going to be the easiest. And there's now over 200,000 players online, so we're going to have no problem finding opponents. I really like that before each game, you know the record of your opponents, so you know what to expect going in. This guy's using Georgia Tech, and he's already won a matchup, so I know that he's probably going to be pretty solid. He just sends it up on third down, though. See, I don't even know what to say about something like that. It's now about to be 4th down again now. And to my surprise, after going for it the last time he was on 4th down, he just punted us this football, which is going to give us a great chance to take a lead. What I really should have done was caught that ball inside the 10, so we'd have a chance at a 90-yard rushing touchdown. It just can't happen here anyway. After spending most of this first half just moving the ball down the field, going to the 1, what I've realized is I think we're going to be able to pick up a win here, but I should. I'm Oregon versus Georgia Tech. I really don't like that that didn't take us into the end zone, though. This time, it does. This year, what I'm trying to do on the game, since I like to throw so many interceptions, is honestly just run the ball more. We want slow drives focusing on our defense. And so starting the second half with the ball, there is one more thing we have to try. It's getting a 90-yard rushing touchdown if it's possible. See, what I've discovered in this playbook is there is a double motion halfback toss. So we're going to have a lot of blockers on that side, assuming the height gets off. And what we do with it all comes down to if we can break out of there. Do you know what I ended up doing later in that drive throw? I threw an interception. That just reinforces my idea that there is no reason for me to do anything besides run, because it only leads to trouble. After he was able to break off a huge run and score a touchdown, he has tied things up against us. And so I have to continue moving the ball and at least get us into field goal range, or else we're going to be in trouble. Now, this really should not be that difficult to do, especially since Oregon's offense is just good. Like, he can't... No. How on earth did he get a fumble animation out of that? We were about to win! You know, I'm starting to feel like one of the most unlucky players on college football 26. I lost to Ryan Williams because my guys just pressed at the last second on a 4th and 28. We watched Georgia moss us in double coverage earlier. And now I'm about to lose to Georgia Tech with Oregon because our guys just fumbled it whenever we had the easiest play ever. The game was literally over. That was it. We didn't have to do anything else. We would have kicked a field goal and we would have happily been on our way But instead, we're sitting here in a position where we have to score a touchdown. I am so going to go for the 2-point conversion as well, just because I don't trust this team in overtime at all. I mean, we are currently putting on a clinic. That was an awful throw. But round 2, we're just going to hit our slant, and he almost got a hand on it. I mean, that was elite bait. I see their alignment's not really correct over there. Plus, we literally stumbled into the pylon against the ref. They just wouldn't give us a touchdown, but you know what? It's okay. We're going to get in here. And for the 2-point conversion play call, I don't like this, actually, looking at the defense they have. Calling a timeout was the best thing I could have done, though. Look at this now. We have him spread out. We called the same play, and Dante Moore gets in. From this moment, it's all about our D. Are we going to be able to hold them, or are we going to run into some issues? And I'll tell you this, I'm watching the guys that he's hot routing. I think we have everything covered. Here we go. It is now 3rd and 11. They basically had to just send up a prayer. And this was a stressful one. This one had me thinking, but we're going to be able to close it out. They're not going to catch that in double coverage. So even though I wasn't able to get another trophy in this game, I consider this a success. It helps us move forward. I still have to make sure over the course of the next 9 games that we remain inside the top 12 so we can get moved up a division and get that achievement. Every single time though, I'm just reminding myself of the stuff I still need to complete. I think we should just get the Ultimate Team one and maybe even the Heisman Trophy one out of the way before we continue to play. And on top of that, if we're going to go for Southern Miss's quarterback to win the Heisman, I think we could play in their conference championship and get 200 passing yards and rushing yards in that game as well. Well, if we're going to win the Heisman Trophy, we're going to have a crazy game because as you can see, we're in 3rd place going into conference championship week. That's right. Southern Miss isn't even ranked inside the top 15. They're all the way down here at number 20 despite being undefeated. And listen, I don't love them leaving this on Heisman, but that's what we're doing. There's definitely easy ways to cheese getting a lot of these trophies, but I would like to feel that I've earned at least some of them, including the online ones, which is why I'm leaving it on Heisman. The nice part about already winning a championship and making the playoffs though, is we don't need to win this game, so we're going to have a lot of time to move the ball. Now what I've learned about Braylon Braxton is this kid doesn't have much speed. In fact, he only has 83. I'm going for the 90-yard touchdown run as well, just because we can in this situation. But I don't think I'm going to be able to break off any big runs. In fact, the more yards that we lose, the worse that it's looking for us. But for whatever reason, I'm just not going to let that affect our game. We could go down 35-0 for all I care. What I'm going for is all of the rushing stats. It's probably going to end up taking us all game, but if we can get more than 2 yards per carry, it'd be great. What I am starting to pick up on, though, is that is simply not going to happen. I mean, the passing yards aren't going to be hard. But getting 200 rushing yards on Heisman might be one of the worst ideas I've ever had. Like, we're not even close to being able to do this. We just fumbled the ball to them. It's about to be 21-0. And I think what I'm realizing is I'm going to have to do this challenge separately from winning the Heisman. Trying to do all these 2-for-1s is simply not going to pay off for us. And in fact, I don't think trying to win the Heisman Trophy with him was our best idea either. There you have it. You got another quit. You got another fail. Instead, I'm just going to set this up to simulate with Jeremiah Smith until he takes the Heisman. As long as we also have him playing in the slot, his sim stats are going to be out of this world. And to be honest, it could be Julian Sayin that's in the race for the Heisman instead because he has set the Big Ten single season passing touchdowns record before the conference championship game. I mean, I'm not sure how this could even be a contest. If we look at some of these stats, Jeremiah Smith has 1,700 receiving yards, 23 receiving touchdowns. Julian Sayin's thrown for 5,260 passing yards with only 5 interceptions, 55 touchdowns. And so after advancing through the conference championship week, I'm expecting that achievement. There it is. Heisman Heroes popped up. Before we even know if we've won the Heisman Trophy, I'm actually glad we got that achievement now before it was spoiled for me in a future Dynasty or rebuild. And it looks like it is going to go to Jeremiah Smith. That's actually crazy to me because I think these quarterback stats are even better than what he did. 5,600 passing yards. Either way, just another challenge out of the way. We still have 7 left, really 6 of them since this first one's just collecting the other trophies. And so we're going to complete the Ultimate Team one. And then after that, it's all about online play and making some of this stuff happen. I only opened this one time last year whenever I was forced to for a video because I wanted to build a specific team that players gave me through DMs. And then I guess I always open it whenever those pop-ups pop up and you accidentally click in. But whenever I talked to the players at the cover shoot, all of them said that they rocked Ultimate Team. I heard a lot of 3v3 as well. I know that that's inside this mode somewhere, so maybe I do explore it a little bit this year. I just don't have much of an interest in all the pack stuff. It's honestly just been so long since I've cared for one. I think like FIFA 18 was the last one that I really played a lot of. I can't understand why people like it. It just isn't something that's really my thing. We have been able to get some better players just for having the game early, so this might help with the 10 challenges. And it seems like we could complete all of them inside this little early access window. All we have to do is go through these, have success, and I think we get a trophy. For this first challenge, we have Minor Meltdown. All we have to do is score 10 points in the first half. And the difficulties for these was like freshman. So my assumption is I'm just going to be able to do something like this and easily complete the challenge. I was told that last year doing all of it took like 15 minutes, so I should have just done it for the platinum trophy. And I'm gonna be honest, of all the things I've had to do in this video so far, this is by far the most boring one, but it is a great opportunity to get a 90-yard rushing touchdown if we could ever just take the sack. I mean, that was insane there. I don't know if any of our running backs are better than the guys that we're facing, but I can't give up after that. We have to give it one more try, and here we can make one guy miss, but not another. What I've realized is I could go out, purchase a faster running back, and probably make it possible to happen, but it's okay. I made this first challenge take so much longer than it should have, and we have a lot more to go. My next challenge is throw for 2 passing touchdowns in the first half, but you know what I'm going for. I'm going for this 90-yard touchdown run, and look at the pursuit angle. You can't even see him on the left side of the screen. There was a guy at midfield that should have been tackling us. I don't know if this even counts. It does. Not catching them. We've completed another trophy, but it doesn't feel good at all. I'm sure there are fun challenges inside Ultimate Team, but these first ones have just been so boring. Like, if I had to actually sit here and sweat all these out just for a platinum trophy and I didn't have super fast receivers from getting the pre-order, I think I might lose my mind. It's the same as Road to Glory, where you can't super sim a bunch of the pointless stuff. Like, my entire challenge for this drive is pass for 100 yards, so why am I playing defense? The score doesn't matter. Hang on though. We just forced a turnover with a team with a unique turnover tradition. Are they going to show it? We don't get to see that. We don't get to see what Kentucky does. And I'm going to be honest, boys, I'm really just confused because as far as I'm concerned, Kentucky doesn't have a unique turnover tradition. I mean, I'll take the achievement, but I was looking forward to using schools like Arizona where every interception they get, they stack another football on top of a sword, and you can get up to like 3 to 4 footballs on there. I think we'll still end up using them at some point. I mean, I'm just going to continue to roll through these challenges. While doing these, if they end up forcing me to play a full game inside Ultimate Team, we can try to go for the 200 rushing yards, 200 passing yards with the same player. But I don't know if our quarterback even has the speed to pull something like that off if we wanted him to. So we're just going to continue to drop the ball in the bucket and score these touchdowns. I do feel like the longer this goes on for, the more I'm figuring out about this game. Like, if I want this to count as a run, all I have to do is pitch it back. We're going to break both of those tackles, and I think it should count as a rushing touchdown. I'm really just trying to get through these challenges, dude. When I'm thinking about starting my rebuild series, who I'm going to choose first, getting to film that next, that's all that's on my mind. It's not doing Ultimate Team challenges. That will be the next video on this channel, by the way. I am so excited to do an actual rebuild series this year so we can take things a little bit slower. Back to Platinum in College Football 26, though. I didn't even realize I'd finally completed 10 challenges until this trophy popped up. As you can see, we got all sorts of awards. Rewards, whatever they are. I felt like I went insane doing that. We only have 3 challenges left, though, and one of them is Advanced to Freshman in Road to the College Football Playoff, the online mode. We know that one's going to take forever. As you can see, like, nobody's completed it right now. And then the other 2, somehow rush for 200 yards and pass for 200 in the same game, and then also score a touchdown in a rivalry at home to win on the last play. There's a reason those are the last 3. They take the most time to complete. We still have to play another 9 online games before we could potentially move up a tier. Then we have the playoffs as well. I'm going to keep doing randoms. I might play with Arkansas State just for fun. We're going to have to face off against Michigan, and I really don't care whether we win or lose until we get to closer to the end of the year, where I'm going to make sure we get into the playoffs, but for now, I'll probably skip over these. Well, it definitely took me a little bit, a few hours, even after quitting out of some games, but we are inside the playoff, and all we have to do is win 3 matchups to take home that national championship. I really like that with the results history, you're able to see all the games that you were able to play in, so as you can see, I figured out Barry and Brown with LSU was a great time, and I won basically every game besides the one that I quit out of early here, and then the games that I quit so we could get to this. It's going to affect my record, and I don't really care too much about it. I'm technically a top 1,000 player right now, but it doesn't count. The game just dropped, but yes, LSU, the most fun team I've ever played with. So I think if we're going to go for a championship, we have to finish it out with that. At the moment, we're only 4 trophies away from finishing the whole platinum. The game came out literally 6 hours ago, and all we have to do is continue to win so we advance to the next tier, and then also these 2 challenges. I'm like 99% sure those are going to have to come in some extra games we play against the computer, but we'll see who our first matchup is, and it's going to be Ohio State. You could see it on the scoreboard in the back. Brian Kelly appeared out of nowhere, so that's a little bit of a visual bug. I'm curious what our opponent is. Like, where's his record sitting at? That has not popped up in the playoffs, and both of us have gotten all the way to the playoffs in 6 hours of the game dropping. Maybe not, though. It says that he's 0-0. Before kickoff could happen, though, we got a desync. That's been happening quite a bit, actually, going into some of these online games. And so maybe the second time's the charm. We're playing against Ohio State again. This time, this guy is coming in with a 7-5 record like we have. Once again, though, we got another desync. I felt like I had to leave this in case you all are experiencing it as well as you're going through the online play. It really stinks that games, not just sports games, but games in general, with all the updates they can do, they always seem to launch with bugs. You don't get that great final product really until you're a couple months in. And I don't know what to say at this point. This is 3 times in a row. I'm just going to assume that since it's launched, servers are a little bit overwhelmed. So what we're going to do before we play all of our online games in the playoffs, see if I can actually win an online championship, which I have never been able to do, is go take care of the other 2 trophies. Now, score a touchdown in a rivalry game at home to win on the last play of the game. I think I could easily do that, setting it up with Kentucky and Tennessee. So that's going to be the first one we go for. The second one, it seems to be more challenging if I leave it on Heisman, but we'll see. I'm just going to sim until near the end of one of these games. Eventually, we're going to get a close one I can hop into. So as far as I'm concerned, we have to be the one that scores the touchdown on the very last play. So we're just going to let them go ahead, get in. We're going to go down by a point, but we cannot win this game with a field goal. We're going to have to be able to score a touchdown. I have to time things up perfectly as well, which might be a little bit of a challenge. Currently, though, we're nowhere near the end zone, and there's not that much time left on the clock. This is not the play that I thought we had. Here we go, 4th and 2, game on the line, and that's going to be caught. There is a major issue, though. That obviously took a lot more time than I was intending. So we're going for the aggressive catch. Kendrick Law breaks the tackle, and we can't get into the end zone yet because we're on Heisman. I probably should have stopped a little bit closer. I think what we're going to do is we're going to get off one more play, and then as long as he doesn't get in, this will be the final one. I'm a little bit nervous here. I'm going to try my best to just throw it to our tight end. He catches it, and there's the achievement, right? Surely it pops up. If I have to play the whole game without ever simming to get it, that's going to be a really annoying issue. I'm starting to think that's what I'm going to have to do, though, because there was never any achievement that popped up. We still are missing our trophies. While I'm thinking about it, though, we might as well watch how I was able to close out one of my online games. I just noticed out a clip of it. I didn't even hit anything. I wasn't paying attention at all. But we blocked a kick, and that's how we were able to win one of those online ones. Okay, so unfortunately, what I've realized is if you sim any of the game where you win on that last second touchdown, it's not going to count. So we're about to play on 1-minute quarters and try and do the exact same thing. So what I've been able to figure out is all we have to do is stop Vanderbilt one time, and if we do that, we can control this game and go for that last second touchdown in a little bit. The issue is we're on Heisman mode. Am I making this harder than it needs to be? Yes, but I'm also kind of trying to cheese the achievements a bit, and I think Diego Pavia might just destroy me for a few drives before I can finally get a stop. Theoretically, EA said the computer was better about picking up the blitz and having some hot reads. And you know what? So far, I kind of believe them. I just need to get off the controller. They could technically get just a field goal here, and we would be fine. But look at this. Like, there it is. There's their touchdown. I'm not really sure what I'm going to do to be able to get a stop. I normally just sim to like 3rd down and then make sure that we are able to lock up then. But instead, I'm giving up another touchdown. Or maybe not, maybe not. Maybe it's not over. Remember, if I sim any play, the achievement will literally just not count. We just got to be locked in for a little bit longer, though. We fill the holes, we're good. This is completely fine. Either way, we have to score a touchdown so we can still win. All I'm going to do for this first half is run out the rest of the clock, though I'll take that. This second half is where everything gets a little bit tougher for me because now we have no choice but to score. If it is not with 0 time remaining on the clock, then we're going to have to restart the whole process. This is one of those challenges that you would eventually complete, but it's also one of those that you literally might never even get around to because you have to play every snap. This is the only other trophy I actually didn't get on College Football 25. It's just going to be hard, but I really want to achieve it and they're passing on 3rd and 1, not running. The computer got smarter in this game. From what I've seen so far, when I start this new Dynasty series with my team, I'm going to have a hard time getting the computer off the field. I mean, I legitimately might be sitting here for like the next 2 hours just trying to complete this. Well, we have an actual chance to pull this one off if we didn't have our running back in the way. That was actually really frustrating, but we still have a chance. We have to pick up this 4th and 8, which we're not gonna do. You know what, though? I don't care. We're swapping over to Vanderbilt. We're giving ourselves another chance. I'm simply having no luck, though, so we're gonna attempt a long field goal and see where this puts us. Looks like that's gonna have us on the 7-yard line, and it's time for that final play. This has to go for 4 seconds. They got a hand on it. It might not be the end of the world since we're going to overtime, though. Hang on. As long as Vanderbilt doesn't score a touchdown on this play, they can mysteriously just miss another kick. Now a touchdown wins us this game, and there is nothing the Commodores can do about it. I just can't believe I didn't think of this earlier. All I had to do was start controlling the other team for a little bit. We get the game-winning touchdown. If we get one in overtime to end this game, Macklin, with the speed, is going to go to the 1. I am so worried, though, that we're going to achieve it again, and then it's not going to count because I switched sides and the game knows it. Also, what are we doing? Can we just punch in this fullback dive? Thank you. It just hit me. The sound wasn't there for that entire game, but guess what? No achievement. I don't know how I'm going to get this trophy, but I have one more idea that might work. So the whole plan basically just comes down to this. I'm going to blitz everybody on Louisville. I don't want anybody covering over on that other side of the field, and we're just going to throw this up as time expires. This should help us complete it. 2 seconds. 1. Accurate throw. Are you serious? Like, you can't even make this stuff up. Now we have to go to overtime where it didn't count the last time that we won off of a game-winning touchdown. I can't believe it. You know, for how easy a lot of the achievements are, this one is so challenging. Still seeing nothing pop up where it needs to, so I don't think it's counting. Never mind. At the last second, we got lucky. Instant classic. It's there. And we are so close. We're 87% progress now. It's starting to make more sense. All of my time that's gone into this is starting to pay off. What I'd honestly just really enjoy right now, though, is being able to play in the playoffs and not desync, because I worked so hard to get to this point. I want to see if I can win a championship. Another thing I'd like to add is if both people skip this intro here, I wish it would just skip for online games instead of watching it for like a minute. Our opponent is going to be using the Ducks. He passes 69% of the time, but he went 11 and 1. It might be time to root for a desync if I want to have a national championship under my belt. Though I'm not sure if the playoffs even work at the moment because every game's desync so far. And here we go. Is it going to let me kick this off? It is. So we're playing. This is it. I have to beat someone that just went 11 and 1. I'm intimidated. I'm not going to lie. We know that he's going to pass the ball a lot. And I'm afraid that if I sit back in zone, he is literally just going to dot us all game. Now, should I have bluff blitzed against somebody like him? Maybe not. But he dropped the ball, and on 4th and 3, he's coming out punting in the playoffs. This is a very interesting decision from him where we can scoop up the ball, and this is going to be one of my better returns. From the scouting report, he's going to expect me to pass the ball a lot too, because that's what I've done with LSU. But look at that speed from Caleb Durham. We're going to use him to go to the 40, and it looks like he's going to be the guy in control of whether or not we run that RPO. I really don't love the idea that he's going to be usering right there. We are not going to have the quick out route. I probably should have taken the corner. I threw it way too late. It works out though, and I'm going to see if we can do anything down inside the red zone. He's one of those players that literally sends like nobody. Garrett Nussmeier's not the fastest in the world, but he almost made that throw. When you're in a tight spot like this, I honestly don't really know how to beat that. So we're gonna go down. And I don't know if I love this play call, but I've just really enjoyed quarterback runs on this game. So we're going for it. 4th down, cut up. He fumbles it, scoop it up. Touchdown, LSU. We just got bailed. We got bailed, but here's the thing. We have a championship in mind. We are so locked in at the moment. I have all of that covered, and then he still has his drag. Interestingly enough, though, I'm pretty sure we send that blitz. He's not ready. I think he's very confused by our defense. It's 4th and inches, and all he can do is try and run this, which is going to lead to a touchdown. I sent everybody, and it didn't work. That actually really stinks, even if I don't think he's going to get the 2-point conversion. And what I'm really hoping this guy starts to do is focuses on stopping the run so we can throw it. Like, the second attention goes off of Barry and Brown, we are literally just going to cook these guys. I mean, the best playmaker of all time, right? If you're going to drop 9-10 guys back into coverage, I'm going to be able to do something with that. And we're still going. I was trying to not go into the end zone. I mean, Caleb Durham might just be the best running back on this game. This is unfortunately going to give this guy a real chance to just dot us up for 45 seconds. But you literally have to take that touchdown there, and he's already at midfield. I'm going to be honest, I think we just had to use her here and have him complete in bounds. I really don't love it, especially since he knows cover 3 is coming, so he's going to have reads that are going to be able to split it. But now we're sending our blitz in, and my user's not there. Perfect. 4th and 2. Will he be able to get this off? He throws it straight at our safety. That is literally exactly what I wanted, but unfortunately, his defense did work on us at the end of this half. All I plan on doing to get us into the semifinals from here is continuing to run the football with Garrett. I don't know if he's prepared to stop this type of offense. I really don't. I mean, we are going to have corner routes open as well, but this is the problem. Now he's going to drop back 10 people. Yes, 10 people. I can't even believe it, but we're still going to complete the pass. I also notice Aaron Anderson, slot. Is he user there? He is, but he's going to get blocked, so he can't play it, and we're going to get more. See, here's the thing. The longer this drive takes, honestly, the better, as we're going to cut for the first. And I don't think this is the look to stop Caleb Durham. He's got the speed to just bust it to the outside and get us some more. I've been very shocked at some of the looks that he's given us. He's not been solid defensively. If I wasn't so focused on limiting my turnovers, though, I would definitely be in a lot of trouble. I also find it very interesting. He's already called one of his 3 timeouts, so he knows he's going to lose. Saving the clock is not going to save you in this game, especially if we just get a touchdown. We're going to celebrate on him. And I genuinely believe that this blitz look scares him. It scares him. He threw it straight to us. I feel honored to be this guy's second loss that he's getting on this game. I mean, it's not completely over, but one more first down would definitely seal it. And I mean, that's it. We're just going to fall down. Do not fight your way into the end zone. It definitely feels good, but we're still 2 more wins away from winning it all. And something I am wondering about the desyncs is last year, you all remember on College Football 25, I tried online where I did it for a video for the first time. And I experienced multiple games that I would load in and I would just immediately lose. I don't want to jinx it or anything, but I've not run into this on this game. I've just run into the desyncs that don't affect whether you get a win or a loss. So if that's their fix for having that happen, if the connection might not be that stable, I'm actually okay with it. I mean, those 2 things could also be completely separate, but it has been refreshing to not just lose games off of the game not working. This guy's going to run the ball not too much like us. I mean, I always say that I want to focus in on running it more, but our running totals just never go up. Let's see what we can do with this first RPO, though. Obviously, it's boxed. And I'm actually really intrigued if they run back that cover 1 again, because we have somebody by the name of Barian Brown. You might have been familiar with him at Kentucky last year. Now he's at LSU. It's just such a cheat code. It really is. I believe LSU is the best team in the game simply because of guys like him. I mean, don't get me wrong. Their defense is also pretty solid, and you got a great quarterback. Offensive line's a little weak, but it really just goes back to their receiving core. I mean, Barian Brown's the 3rd receiver on this team. I am really hoping that this Penn State guy comes out and uses some of the new formations in this playbook. I've not seen what they look like, and if they're really hard to stop, it's not going to be a great time. But so far, so good. On 3rd and long, we're going to have to send it Drew Aller, and he's still going to scramble for the first. It's my fault. I dropped way too many guys into coverage. And I feel like we are screaming at the moment, though he was able to get that ball out and get the first. What it's really going to come down to in this game is if we can get him off of the field on these 3rd downs. I mean, he's going for the playmaker, but he can't hold on. I'm going to be honest as well. I don't think he's ready for a blitz, so this is what we're coming out in. It's not my favorite in the world, as he's going to have a great read. That really hurts, especially since he's now running the ball, and there it is. There's the touchdown. What I really want to do after giving up that touchdown is just control the clock to end the half, and maybe a speed option could work out well for us here, as we're going to be able to get a little shifty with Caleb and go to the 30. I'm telling you right now, if there's anything I have noticed after playing this game for a good bit now, it is the shifty ability. A player with shifty is so much better than without it. Like without it, I would not consider a running back useless, but he is nowhere near as good. More importantly though, as we are on a 3rd down, we have to be able to pick this one up, and we do. My goal was for this to be the final drive in the first half, and it looks like that's going to be the case, but we might need to go for an RPO here, and that's what we're doing. That's a great read. I don't know how he's still standing after that. Aaron Anderson's just that good, I guess. There's definitely wonky stuff that happens in this game. I mean, it's a football game. There's always been wonky stuff. Just kind of gotten used to it in my experience in playing it. And if you slow clips down, you're probably going to find stuff that looks kind of weird as well. But I do think it's taken a leap forward from 25. It's weird because at first I wasn't the biggest fan of the gameplay. It felt a little bit slower. Accuracies on quarterback were kind of frustrating me. But I've been able to get used to it. And now we're potentially going to be in the championship. I'm really excited for y'all as well. I've been seeing a lot of positives on social media today with the game dropping. The reception seems to be pretty good so far, and we haven't even gotten that first title update where they fix a lot of things. I mean, that's literally what the game needed last year. Without it, it was in a rough spot at launch. This time around, we still got the bugs, but thankfully, nowhere near what we had to go through last year. Another observation I've been able to make after playing this game for a lot longer is aggressive catches are awesome. Just try one or two against your friend. They work so much better this year, at least from what I've been able to experience. I mean, I've seen some sick grabs. But then, like right there, our zone that was supposed to be on that side of the field just didn't play there, so I almost want to recommend avoiding match coverage entirely. I've been able to pick up that it still has a lot of moments where it doesn't feel like it really works well. So keep that in mind, especially if you're calling like a stalk, cover 4 palms, or cover 4 quarters. If you're getting frustrated, it might just not be working. Those match coverages can sometimes be the hardest ones to score on as well. It's so weird. But we're going to drop this one right into Hill's hands, and don't get caught here. I just wanted that drive to be over there. We could still get held on the goal line. Direct snap, though. Quick, speed, Caleb Durham's in the end zone. I'm really not sure what I want to do on the defensive side of the ball still. That was a nice blitz and all, but it's not going to work every single time. He's going to try to take the top off of our defense and throw it right at us. No eyes, no picks. We had eyes there. On 3rd and 20, we're ready for the underneath. It's going to be 4th and 12. What I'm hoping is he gets really worried about the blitz here. I did not mean to be switched onto that safety. But fortunately, despite me complaining about the other guy dropping a lot of guys back into coverage, it can work pretty well if your opponent doesn't know how to beat it. So we took advantage of that there. Break one tackle with Caleb and just use that speed to go all the way to the crib. The championship is feeling so close now. I can almost sniff it. But it is important to remember, there is still one more game after this. And that's another sell. What we don't know is what his throwing meter looked like there, so that could have had something to do with it. But if he thinks he's about to quick hike us and then get out these quick throws, he actually might be able to. With that in mind, this is the defensive look that we're going for. We have manned up the seam. We're guarding the tight end, and he tested the user. He tested it. So I think we're going to be moving on to the championship. This feels great. On defense, it's all a mind game. And you know what he's not going to do with that safety there? He's not going to follow Aaron Anderson all the way back. I just don't believe that he's going to get there. Come on, Aaron. Hold on. I guess that wasn't the smartest thing to do in that situation. On 3rd down, though, perfect. It's underthrown. That could actually be so costly for us. I'm not sure how I feel about this alignment until he pinched the line. And that made me feel like we could pretty comfortably get the first. That's going to end up being it, though. He decided to quit. And all I'm hoping is if we do end up winning the national championship, our opponent doesn't quit, because then we wouldn't get to experience the actual trophy. I don't know why it says Virginia Tech there. I am literally just one game away from beating the menu merchant allegations. We're so close. All we have to do is take down Bama in this national championship. Playing a dude named Pimp named Drip. We'll see if the pimp can end up actually beating us. He never runs the ball and has only lost twice. We have both played 14 games, so just like this is our national championship, this is his. Just off of Drip being in his name, I'm sure he's also a part of the new movement, Update College Football 26 equipment. I stand with that for sure, but what he's not going to be too happy about is if he decides to blitz and actually lets Barry and Brown just run like that, I believe we'll have a touchdown. I believe that we're going to let that get swatted. That was actually one of the most devastating things I've ever seen. What I know, though, is Durham should be wide open if he sends a blitz like that, and he's short. I think I'm actually going to get outclassed at my own game. I'm running the exact same defense, except every so often, I am willing to mix in some different coverages, which is going to work out for us as we get the pick. Now, here's where he's going to mess up. If he decides he's really going to stick with just rushing in 6 every single time, eventually, I'm going to figure out how to beat it. I've actually been really impressed with the job that they're doing on Barry and Brown so far, but not here. There it is. I found it. That was all that it took. All it took was finding one play that's going to get them out of alignment. Fiend has also played for like the 50,000th time since I've been on this game, and that's his offense. I can stop this. I mean, as long as we watch this underneath route where I almost usered that, I think we're going to end up being fine, though he cannot be getting a huge play. We really need to mix in some zone coverages, and that's what we're doing here, though that was some good stick. I can't even be mad about it. Looks like we're going to be able to user him right here. He had to throw that away, and let's see. What's he going to go with on 2nd and 10? I think he's trying to take that corner route, but it's not there. We might have him in a little bit of a box. We'll see what he goes with on 3rd down. Everything I wanted covered is covered. Playmaker isn't going to be there, but I left that wide open. That was actually really rough. I'm expecting him to get this ball out as quick as possible. And there you have it. We were prepared. Now, this is going to have Aaron Anderson running very far back. I guess it's because he's the one catching the pitch, and we have extra blockers, which is going to allow us to go to the midfield. I think we've done it. We have forced him to switch up his defense. He can't run what we gashed him on for a touchdown. And this is an interesting look, because if he goes back with it again, Barry Brown is always going to be open on a route like that. What I want to teach this kid is if you run the same play over and over again, eventually, if you're smart enough, someone can pick up on it. So we'll see what he does. Is he going to do anything else to stop this run? He went with an all-out blitz again, and sure enough, we have him beat off of the line. I'm really not too happy though until we are able to get another stop. I don't know what he thought was going to happen there, but it certainly was not beneficial for him. 50-50 ball. He almost had it. That was honestly terrifying. I'm ready for anything over the middle of the field where he just sends this up. Like, what are we doing? We're throwing blind stuff. You honestly have to punt here. Going for it is not going to work out. I mean, we're just going to swat this ball and then get it all the way down at the 9. I can't believe only 2 people have beat this guy so far. It's probably because of the blitz. No one knew how to get around it. All I have to do is not be dumb here and throw an interception to end the first half, which I don't plan on doing. We're going to go down. And now I'm going to center it up in the middle of the field. We might fumble here just because I will go for the touchdown if the lane is there. But even if we don't pick it up, this is a 3-possession lead. I honestly think we're going to be okay. I mean, he's literally just throwing us the freest pick of all time to start this second half. But he's going to rage quit. We're not going to get the national championship celebration. I mean, at least I thought he would. I'm going to be honest. I get into this situation and I start losing like this, I am 100% rage quitting. I'm not going to let my opponent get the satisfaction of annihilating me. This guy's in a really tough spot too, because even if he does get into the end zone here, which he does, it's almost impossible to come back, and he really just kicked the extra point. I think he's just happy to be here. We're going to work on running out as much clock as we can. I know you all had to have just saw what I saw as well. We got Heisman shifty. It went down to platinum. Unfortunately for him, though, I don't think he's learned from past mistakes. He has. That was actually really good defense there. It's going to be 4th and 8. I might actually find a way to blow this game. I mean, he sent like nobody, but we also have no one over on that side of the field. You know, I really appreciate Pimp Name Drip. He has stayed in this game all the way up until the end, so we're going to get to see the sell it. And on 4th and 4, with the game on the line, he just throws us another pick. In what could be our final play of the game, where we throw up a ball, try to run up the score, we're going to go with sportsmanship. We're going to celebrate a national championship trophy in not Dynasty. Not in Dynasty. I just won a national championship in online head-to-head. This is a feeling I wasn't sure I'd ever get to experience. Most importantly, though, it's not the natty, it's the next level achievement, because that's what the whole point of this video was. We're at 90% total trophy progress. We have one more that we have to complete. After that, we'll get the final trophy, College Football 26 Master. 0.1% of players have already earned it, which is actually impressive to me, though I think that's the lowest number it can actually sit at. And our final achievement, Player of the Game, rush for 200+ yards, and pass for 200+ yards with the same player in the same game. Now, there are many ways that I could do this, but I'm actually going to show the state of Arkansas some love, because I think Taylon Green is going to make this challenge possible to complete. I actually know it's going to be possible, because we're going to sit here and we're going to put it on freshman, just because I am done. I have done a lot of challenges in this video at this point. We're going to put it on 5-minute quarters because I don't know if I have to play every single snap, and we're also going to set it to a heavy snow game. Never mind, I forget. It's just snow in this one. No heavy snow. That's just Madden. And how often does it snow in Arkansas? I'm not so sure. I'm sure they get it, though. I mean, it is not as south as some of the other states. Here we go. This is our chance to actually platinum a game. I've never platinumed a game before, and it's going to happen with one more thing. You can't tell me that this snow doesn't look better than it did last year. I don't know what they did to it. I feel like they didn't even touch on it in the deep dive, which is so odd because that was something that they worked on. But either way, can't complain about it. This is an awful punt, and that's not good because we actually need to get as many yards as possible in this game. So we're going to run it backwards, and I have no idea where on the field I'm actually at. We break a tackle. This is freshman mode for you. This is freshman. This goes back to how it felt playing Ultimate Team earlier, though I didn't get much yards on my first 2 carries. I'm actually struggling, which is not good. On 3rd down, though, I was hoping the blocking would be there. We're going to have the speed to outrun this kid. I mean, it's really just not fair. I'm going to do this until we pass for 200 yards. We run for 200 yards. And then I can complete that final achievement. I am almost positive if I tried to do this on Heisman, either we would have been on 15-minute quarters or I would have spent my entire night here. And what I tell you all, I am most excited to go play Dynasty and start filming my first series. This is going to be another touchdown for us, but it might come back because of a flag. Never mind, it was against Arkansas State, so I'm getting one step closer. And player of the game has been earned. Rush for 200+ yards and pass for 200+ yards. I haven't even passed the ball once yet. But there it is, the final trophy, College Football 26 Master. We have done it. I have never platinumed a game before. New milestone reached. You are 66% to the next level. What does this mean? I don't get it, but as you can see, my first ever platinum. It's the first one up there on top. I never played this game. I got not really close on College Football 25. Need for Speed Unbound was a fun one, and I mostly just play other games on PC. I'm so excited to have that, though. I'm not even sure I got to 200 rushing yards with Taylon Green, which is why it's so weird. Yeah, we were at 190. I guess do it while it's bugged. It's the one time that could be super beneficial. It's not as challenging, but thank you all if you made it this far in the video. Make sure to be looking out for the series coming out next. I'm so stoked for it, and let me know who you think I'm going to rebuild.